Hi. So today we'll be having a basic discussion class about the geography prelims test series. So what I'll be doing is that I'll be highlighting the important points and the key areas which you need to focus while solving these problems. So you have to keep your papers also aside so that you'll be able to follow me also. Okay. So the detailed explanation we'll be giving in a key. I'll be giving only the basic points and the basic methods to solve these questions. So while solving geography question, there are some prerequisites which you need to have. So one thing is that you need to have some basic map knowledge. Basic map knowledge, both the world map as well as the Indian map, both physical as well as the political map you need to have. So other thing is that you need to have the basic facts. You need to have an understanding about the basic facts that you need to have. Other thing is that you need to make sure that you have got the logic behind every process. For example, you know how the monsoon is happening, how this jet streams work, that kind of a logic you need to have. Okay, so let's start with the first question. First question is a typical map based question. It's based on India's physical map. So what is asked is the river and its originating place. So one is Kaveri Kodagu Hills, 2 Godavari Amarkantak Hills, 3 Krishna Mahabaleshwar, 4 Sabarmati Aravalli Range, and we have 4 options also. So if you are from South India, you might be knowing that Kaveri originates in the Kodagu Hills. So by that way, you can eliminate 2 options. You can eliminate C as well as B, because one is there in option A as well as D. So next is whether you have to decide whether Godavari, whether it is 2 or 3 and 4. Either it should be 2 or it should be 3 and 4, right? So it's a known fact that Godavari originates in the Nasik Hills. So we can eliminate option A. So we'll get the answer as option D, 1, 3 and 4. Godavari originates in the Nasik Hills. All other options are correct. Second question is also a typical map based question. Gangotri Glacier is situated to north of Leh, west of Yamunotri, west of Badrinath, south of Rudraprayag. These are the options. We know that Leh is much far. It is almost to the top of India. So A is not the correct answer. So we can directly eliminate that. B and D, we know that is the opposite. The options given are the opposite only. It is east of Yamunotri and north of Rudraprayag. So that is also wrong. So we'll end up with options C. It is west of Badrinath. So option 2. So question number 2, it's C. West of Gangotri Glacier is situated to west of Badrinath. Okay, so let's move on to the question number 3. With reference to ocean salinity, which of the following statements is or are correct? This is a very common question based on oceanography, very simple one also. It is given that salinity of 24.4% has been considered as a lower limit to demarcate brackish water. You have to focus on the word lower limit. See, brackish water means there must be a saturation limit, right? 24.7 is the upper limit. Anything water, if the salinity is greater than 24.7, it is brackish water. So that statement is wrong. So let's move on to the second statement. In the estuaries and Arctic, the salinity is constant. That is also a wrong statement. Why? Because in estuaries and the Arctic, what happens is that there will be mixing of water, right? So mixing happens, so salinity will always fluctuate. So that statement is also wrong. So question number 3, it is neither 1 nor 2. Both statements are wrong. Okay, so let's move on to question number 4. Consider the following statement. Jet streams occur in the northern hemisphere only. Focus on the word only. Second statement, jet streams are relatively narrow bands of strong wind in the upper levels of atmosphere. Third statement, the winds mostly blow from east to west in the jet streams. Look at the direction. Okay, 4 options are also given. So first statement, we need to focus on the word only. It is not only. In both the northern hemisphere as well as southern hemisphere, we can see jet streams. The tropical jet stream is found in both northern hemisphere as well as southern hemisphere. So that statement is wrong. So if that statement is wrong, we can eliminate 2 options. Option A we can eliminate, option D also we can eliminate. So we'll end up with 2 options. So by that we'll understand that statement 2 is correct only. Jet streams are relatively narrow bands of strong wind in upper levels of atmosphere. There is no twist word there. So that statement is correct. We need to look whether the third statement is right or wrong. Okay. Look at the direction here. The winds mostly blow from east to west. Jet streams are westerly, so they will blow from west to east only. So that statement is also wrong. So we'll get the answer option C. Option C, 2 only is the answer. Okay, now let's move on to question number 5, mulching in agriculture. What is or are the advantages of mulching in agriculture? Last year, if you check the last year's UPSC question, there were a lot of agriculture questions. So agriculture is one area you need to focus while preparing for this UPSC prelims examination. You need to understand what mulching is. It's a non-fact only. Mulch is something related to this wet straw, paper and all, which you use in the soil to increase its properties. So let's go with the statements. It helps in water conservation by preventing direct evaporation of water from the soil. That is a correct statement. It keeps insect pests away from the plants because the mulching film reflects light. That's also correct statement. Mulching reduces salinity level of the soil. That's also non-fact. So that is also correct. So select the correct answer. Option D is the correct answer. All the statements are correct. So answer is 1, 2 and 3. All the statements are correct.